If you're starting a family or looking to buy your first home, this video is for you. Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Pedro Miller, a local realtor here in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and I specialize in new construction homes. And today we're going to be diving in why Tradition is one of the best places for young families to live in 2025. Whether you're moving from out of state or just relocating across town, there is so much to love here. And I've already done the homework to make your search even easier. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're into home tours, real estate tips, and everything about living in Tradition. Well, let's start with what everybody wants to know. What kind of house can you actually get here in Tradition? Well, based on recent sales, most homes in Tradition fall between 1,400 and 1,600 square feet. That usually means a 3 to 4 bedroom home, plenty of space for a growing family, a home office, and even a playroom. Right now, the median price for single family homes in Tradition is around $477,500, and for townhomes, it's about $325,000. But here's the thing, there are great deals out there, especially with the incentives builders are offering. It's absolutely insane. Just last week, I came across a home that wasn't even on the market yet, and the builder was selling it for $424,000, and it was a 3-bedroom home plus a den, which you could turn that into a 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms, lake view, and even some furniture included already on the house. On top of that, they were offering $25,000 towards closing costs and a 5-point in flex cash, which comes out to about like $18,000 for you to use towards your closing or to buy down your rate. That's a huge saving for a buyer. What's great about Tradition, you ask, right? It's that it's still very affordable, especially when you compare it to cities like Miami, Orlando, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm Beach, Boca Raton. You're getting into modern homes with smart layouts and awesome neighborhood amenities without draining your savings, because sometimes you go to one of these other cities and you spend a little bit more, but now you got to do a remodel on the home, so you're going to be spending a lot of money on the remodel. So yeah, that's great. What's great about Tradition is that you can get into a brand new home and not have to drain your savings. That means more money left for daycare for the kids, or the rest of the furniture you got to buy for your house, or any other new furniture that you want to get. And even a Disney trip, with the kids over the weekend, since you're so close to Orlando. Now let's talk about what daily life feels like here in Tradition. Well, Tradition has a calm, relaxed feel that's perfect for raising kids. From living here and just paying attention to what's happening, it's clearly the area isn't overcrowded. A lot of people say, Florida's overcrowded, Tradition is overcrowded. Well, I beg to differ. So, traffic is light, streets are quiet, and kids can actually play outside without you stressing out. Even here where I live in my neighborhood, we have a lot of kids that go out on the street during the day, during summer break, and they're just playing outside. Everybody's playing together as neighbors. So it's actually pretty different from when I used to live down in Boca. That usually didn't happen down there. So, and of course, depends where you're moving from. Sometimes you're moving from a small city and you already don't have a lot of traffic. So if you get here, you're gonna be like, oh yeah, there's a little bit of traffic. So it really depends on where you're moving from. But you'll get, some traffic once you head out of Tradition during rush hour. It'll add about 5 to 10 minutes more to your usual route if you're going outside of Tradition. That is expected, especially if there's an accident or anything like that. Now, the average age here is about 58 years old, but that's changing fast. More young families are moving in every year. Outside of Tradition, the average age in Port St. Lucie is overall close to 40s. So you're definitely not alone. There's a lot of young parents out there, and there's a lot of young folks moving in to Tradition, to Port St. Lucie. So you can see that number change over the next couple of years. Tradition has what we call a Tradition Square, which they always have family-friendly events. Think of food trucks, holiday festivals, farmers markets. It's super community focused, and you'll feel at home fast. School and education. Well, when you're raising a family, schools are a big deal, and Tradition makes that part a lot easier. Right in the area, you got schools like Legacy High School, which is opening this fall, Tradition Prep High School, Renaissance Charter, you got Palm Point Educational Research School, and you got Primrose, which is a private school that goes from infant to pre-K. And these schools consistently rank well, and a lot of local parents are happy with the options that we have here. You'll also find, like I said, a good mix of public, charter, private schools in and around Port St. Lucie, depending on what works best for your family. And if you're planning long-term, there are new schools being built in the area as the area grows, which is a great sign. Tradition isn't just popular now, it's also preparing for the future. So whether your kids are starting kindergarten or heading into high school, you don't have to worry about driving 30 to 40 minutes just to find a good school. Most of them are literally minutes away. Safety is one of the first things family ask about, and for a good reason. Tradition is known for being one of the safer areas in Port St. Lucie, although Port St. Lucie is safe in general. You also find that most of the streets are well lit, well capped. Because the area isn't overcrowded like I mentioned before, there's a real sense of calm. Whether I go on my bike ride or when I run at around like 5 a.m. or sometimes 8 p.m., I feel safe. I don't have to check behind me to see if anyone is there. And that really says a lot. Most of all ages communities have also police officers and state troopers living in those communities. And something I love also about Tradition is that neighbors actually look out for each other here. It's not unusual to see people walking their dogs, riding their bikes, families hanging out in their front porch, or kids playing in the street together. It's the kind of place where people wave when you drive by. Now, like any growing city, it's always smart to check the latest crime stats and do your own research, but I live in the area, so I can vouch for that. But overall, Tradition continues to be a place where a lot of families feel comfortable putting down their roots. And last, let's talk about what is the vibe like in Tradition. Well, Tradition lifestyle is designed for family. A ton of parks, sidewalks for strollers and bikes, dog parks, playgrounds, and almost every community has some type of amenity like a pool, clubhouse, or walking trail. And the great thing is, you're close to all the essentials like Target, Publix, Starbucks, Home Goods, and more. Plus, the Cleveland Clinic is right here in Tradition, which is a huge plus if you have kids. This is the kind of place where you can build a life with your family, get involved in the community, and actually feel like you belong. So if you're thinking about moving and wondering if Tradition could be right for your family, take your time, do your research, and if you have any questions, I'm here to help however I can. If this video helped you out, give it a like, leave a comment, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out the next one. And with that being said, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.